Right then, the Indian women's team has created history. They've achieved 2 firsts in this win that they have just finished in Thailand. 2 firsts, and I'm going to dwell deeper into that and the effects of these 2 victories that the Indian team has registered. Let's start with the first that they have achieved, and that is beating Thailand. Thailand, a much higher ranked team than the Indian women's team. India ranks 70th in the world in the FIFA ranking. Thailand are ranked 46. So there's a massive gap of 24 spots between Thailand and India, and that India has beaten a higher ranked team is another thing. Secondly, they've beaten Thailand for the very first time. They'd had multiple occasions where they've come across a Thai women's team in history, but had never managed to beat them. They've managed to beat them. The last encounter these 2 teams had was at the Asian game in 2023. That was a narrow encounter which India had lost. But why is this win special? One, as I mentioned, because they've beaten a higher ranked opponent in Thailand for the very first time. It's also special because this was a virtual semi-final. What I'm talking about is the AFC Asia Cup qualifiers. AFC Asia Cup, as you know, is the continental championship, the #1 championship for men's as well as women's football. Because we're talking about women's football, these were the qualifiers. It was a group of 5 teams. Both teams, India and Thailand, had beaten the remaining 3 teams convincingly, which meant the final game, the final group game between India and Thailand was a virtual final. The winner took it all. The winner would qualify for the AFC Women's Asia Cup. The loser would be left with nothing. And so a virtual final, an important game like that against an opponent that's much higher ranked than you. So that is what the Indian women's team has achieved. Not only that, the second bit that is historical is the fact that it's for the very first time the Indian women's football team has qualified for the AFC Asian Women's Cup through the qualifiers route. They've played that twice before. Way back in 2003, and that time you did not have any qualifiers, and then they also were scheduled to participate in 2022 as host. Unfortunately, they could not participate in that tournament because of a corona case within the team. That wasn't their fault at all, but they could not participate because of that. But on both occasions, one as host and the other time, as I mentioned, there were no qualifiers. So through the qualification route, India have managed to qualify, and guess who they've knocked out? Someone like Thailand. In all the previous editions, if I'm not mistaken, I think 11 editions of the Women's Asia Cup, they have been there. Thailand have played there. So they've managed to push a team like Thailand aside to qualify. Just tells you how far Indian women's football team has come. Also, just letting you know about the Thailand team, they've also played the FIFA World Cup, Women's FIFA World Cup twice before. So it was a formidable opponent that Indian team had. What this also does is, now that India have qualified for the AFC Cup, they also have a chance of qualifying for the 2027 Women's FIFA World Cup. How is that they can achieve that qualification? Is if they reach the knockout rounds of the AFC Asia Cup that happens. Remember, the AFC Women's Asia Cup is to take place in 2026. It will take place in Australia. So India will be participating in that. And there will be 12 teams participating. 6 slots are up for grabs even there. So 6 teams from there will also qualify for the Asia Cup. So India in with a chance of even qualifying for the Women's FIFA World Cup. It's quite strange. The Indian men's team is having a very poor run. They're getting from bad to worse. But on the same time, you've had the Indian women's team go from strength to strength. And this particular result is going to be historical for them. Do give us a like on the video if you enjoy our content, and don't forget to subscribe to Sports Today. Let us know also in the comment section what you think of this achievement by the Indian women's football team.